Scorpio Sky, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Zay, collectively known as SoCal Uncensored or
SCU! This is Catch, Hook, and Shoot, the worst podcast I've ever been on. Word.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Catch, Hook, and Shoot, the best podcast you've never heard of. My name's Tom. I am your host. I want to thank everybody for listening, watching, and subscribing on YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Make sure to check out our brand new, newly updated website, which is now catchhookshoot.com. Told you I was working on an easier web address. So, yeah, it's now just catchhookshoot.com. It's a one-stop shop for everything that is Catch, Hook, Shoot. You can see photo galleries of me and Charlie and all of our adventures through the wrestling world. You can listen to all of the podcasts, see all of the YouTube videos. There's a page there with just videos of all the interviews that I've done on the show, and a brand new web store. The Big Cartel store is no more. It's being shut down. Everything now is on catchhookshoot.com under the shop page. Whole lot of new merchandise just posted there, so head over there, check it out, pick up a shirt, pick up a hat. We still do have the Pro Wrestling Tees store, which is prowrestlingtees.com/catchhookshoot, so head over there for exclusive t-shirts over there. And again, catchhookshoot.com under the store page for a bunch of brand new merchandise for the show. So I hope you guys will head over there and check that out. Make sure you're following on social media on all platforms. You can find the show at Catch, Hook, Shoot. Check out our Linktree, which is linktree/catchhookshoot. You'll find links to everything. You can scan this little QR code right here in the corner of the screen, or go to linktree/catchhookshoot, and you'll find links to all the different podcast platforms, the website, everything like that. And patreon.com/catchhookshoot. Brand new tiers launching on March the 1st. Going to have 4 tiers: $1, $5, $10, and $20. Different benefits on each of those tiers. Bonus podcasts. Get free merchandise, stuff like that. Head over there, like I said, patreon.com/catchhookshoot. I'm going to run through these real quick here. The $1 tier, it's called Work the Territory. You get a CHS button, silicone bracelet, and a sticker, and you get one bonus podcast every month, which will be a watch along of one of the old Territory TV shows. Could be the NWA, could be the AWA, could be World Class. Just one of the old Territories, a watch along on one of the weekly shows. So if you're into the old school Territory days, you'll definitely want to check that out. The $5 tier is called Get Pushed. You get everything from the first tier, plus you get your name posted on the website. I'm going to add another page for patrons who subscribe on Patreon at the $5 level or above, and you'll get your name posted on the website, or basically like whatever name you want it to be, your real name, your screen name, whatever you want, get posted on the website within reason. Nothing offensive, nothing crazy, but real name, screen name, whatever. Get it posted on the website as a patron of the show, and you'll get another bonus podcast, which will be a watch along of a quote unquote gimmick match, Hell in a Cell, Money in the Bank, strap match, chain match, bunkhouse match, whatever, some type of gimmick match. Probably be picked more or less at random every month, so you'll get that watch along as well. The $10 tier is called the Main Event. Get everything from the $1 and $5 tiers. You also get a plastic stadium cup with the CHS logo on it, and in addition to getting your name on the website, you also get your picture on the website, or an image of your choice. If you're shy, you don't want to have your picture up on the website, or if you have a company logo, something like that, your picture or an image of your choice on the website. And you'll get a third bonus podcast, which will be a watch along of a major pay-per-view main event. When I say major pay-per-view, I'm talking WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Starrcade, Halloween Havoc, something along those lines. And then the $20 tier, which is the highest tier, is called the Booking Committee. You get everything from the previous tiers, plus you get a Patreon exclusive t-shirt. T-shirt is not available anywhere else, not on Pro Wrestling Tees, not on the website. It is not for sale anywhere. Only way to get this shirt is to subscribe to the $20 tier on the Patreon page. And in addition to that, you'll get a weekly shout out on the podcast right here. And you will also get the chance to pick the watch along that we do every month. So, say we have 5 people that subscribe at the $20 tier, each one gets a chance to pick the watch along, and then once we've gotten through all 5, we go back to the first one again. And so you're part of the booking committee. You're picking the watch along, and for all tiers, there will be a monthly trivia contest. I'll just throw out like a random, obscure trivia question about wrestling in general, and the first person to submit the correct answer to me via a message on Patreon will win a free Catch, Hook, and Shoot t-shirt. And it'll be at random as far as what the t-shirt design is, but it'll be one of the shirts that's up for sale on the website at catchhookandshoot.com. Now with this, you can only win once every 90 days. Can't have the same person winning month after month after month. But yeah, so like I said, this is all going to be launching March 1st. So head to patreon.com/catchhookshoot. Check it out. Hope some of you guys will subscribe. I think some of the bonus content's going to be fun. The stuff that we're giving away, with the subscriptions, I think is pretty cool. And if you guys have any other, questions, comments, suggestions, you can always shoot me an email at catchhookshoot@gmail.com. So now that we got all that kind of fun stuff out of the way, let's kick the show off like we always do with the match of the week. All right, so the match of the week this week comes from NXT, and it was the finals of the Men's Dusty Cup at NXT Vengeance Day last weekend. MSK versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. This was just an awesome freaking tag team match between these two teams, and really, I'm kind of surprised that MSK won the Dusty Cup. I really am. I didn't think they would be that pushed that hard coming right out of the chute in NXT, but I have no complaints about it. MSK, the Rascals, whatever you want to call them, one of my favorite teams in wrestling, so I'm very happy to see them being utilized to their full potential in NXT. Triple H seems to be very high on these guys, and this match against the Grizzled Young Veterans was just outstanding. One of the best tag team matches I've seen in a while. So if you haven't seen it yet, go back and check it out. The finals of the Dusty Cup, MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans from NXT Vengeance Day. So let's move on to the next segment of the show, which is my top 3 highlights of the week, and that is called the 3 Count. All right, first up on the 3 Count, Adam Cole has apparently broken up the Undisputed Era at the NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day event. At the end of the show, we saw Adam Cole turn on not only Finn Balor, but Kyle O'Reilly as well, and that carried over to NXT on Wednesday. Came out and attacked both guys again, and so it looks like the Undisputed Era is pretty much done. I mean, Bobby Fish has been out with an injury, so no telling where he stands in all this. Roderick Strong seems to be kind of caught in the middle, but Adam Cole just attacked both, like I said, Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly after TakeOver, and then again on Wednesday. So I'm very interested to see where this is going to go. I mean, Undisputed Era has lasted longer than than any faction has in pro wrestling for quite a while. I'm honestly surprised they lasted as long as they did. So is this an indication? Is Adam Cole going to either Raw or SmackDown, or is this just something new for NXT? Is Cole going to be going after the NXT Championship again? There's a lot of different directions that this could go. So I'm very excited to see how this is going to play out. Number 2 on the 3 count, Alexa Bliss. Yet again, every time she appears on TV, she's going to be in the 3 count, just so you guys know, in case you hadn't figured that out yet. But, I keep saying I love Alexa's character now. I love the stuff that she is doing. I love how she has just embraced this new character that she has and is just running with it and has made it her own. And this week was no different. We saw Alexa in the Firefly Funhouse and, doing some kind of ritual, talking about he will be reborn. Obviously, he talking about the Fiend. And then she later on in the show appeared in the arena, not in the arena, but on the screens around the ring where you normally see the fans in the Thunderdome during the gauntlet match to decide who's going to go into the Elimination Chamber last. And, basically caused Randy Orton to be counted out and lose in that gauntlet match. So, Alexa Bliss, I'm loving, like I said, I'm loving this storyline. I'm sure the Fiend he didn't appear at the Rumble, which I was almost sure he was going to do. So I would assume now he is more than likely going to appear at the Elimination Chamber or sometime soon around there. I mean, you have to figure this is building towards a match between the Fiend and Randy Orton at WrestleMania, which will probably be like another Firefly Funhouse match. Hopefully it's an improvement over the one from last year between the Fiend and John Cena. So we'll have to see, but I'm pretty sure that's where this is building to. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. And number 3, Eli Drake, or as he's known now, LA Knight, is now part of NXT. Made an appearance on the Vengeance Day pre-show, and also had a little video vignette during the NXT episode this past Wednesday. So Eli Drake, now part of NXT, and will be known as LA Knight going forward. So let's get into news, rumors, and results for the week, starting off with NXT Vengeance Day. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez defeated Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon, and they are the winners of the first ever Women's Dusty Cup, which means they also get a Women's Tag Team Championship match coming up in the near future. Dexter Lumis apparently kidnapped Austin Theory during Johnny Gargano's ring entrance. Gargano did manage to retain the North American Championship against Kushida. I already talked about MSK defeating the Grizzled Young Veterans to win the Dusty Cup. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't seen this match, go back and watch it. Io Shirai retained the NXT Women's title in a triple threat match against Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez, and Finn Balor retained the NXT Championship versus Pete Dunne. And this again was just an amazing match. I mean, picking the match of the week this week was kind of hard because Balor and Dunne was definitely in consideration, as well as some other matches that I'll talk about coming up in a little bit here. But Balor and Dunne, fantastic NXT Championship match. And then we saw at the end of the match, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch came out, attacked Finn Balor. Undisputed Era came out and made the save, and that's when we saw Adam Cole hit Balor and O'Reilly both with super kicks and just walk out of the arena, and kind of left Roderick Strong just standing there looking like a confused child, honestly. Moving on to Monday Night Raw, and I forgot I'm not changing up my little graphics here in the corner. I'm slipping, guys. But anyway, for those of you not watching on YouTube, you probably have no clue what I'm talking about, but that's okay. So Monday Night Raw, The Miz removed himself from the Elimination Chamber match, basically because he's got the 24/7, the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he can challenge for the championship anytime he wants. So, he removed himself. He wanted to just name his own replacement. Obviously wanted John Morrison to be that replacement. But Kofi Kingston stepped up and said, well, I'm a former WWE champion, just like everybody else in the match, so I should be in it. So Kofi ended up getting a win over Miz, and he gets that spot in the Elimination Chamber. Bad Bunny is your new 24/7 champion. Yeah, you heard that right. Bad Bunny is the 24/7 champion. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this Bad Bunny thing is leading to a WrestleMania match, more than likely a tag team match. with Bad Bunny and probably Damian Priest taking on Miz and Morrison. So it is what it is, guys. WWE is always going to bring in celebrities because they bring new eyes to the product. They get WWE mainstream exposure, and ultimately it allows them to make more money, which is what it's all about. So get used to it. For all the people, that like to bitch and moan about it online, it is what it is. WWE's been bringing in celebrities to their shows forever, okay, since WrestleMania 1. So this is nothing new, and people should be used to it by now. So, like I said, it is what it is. And then we had a gauntlet match at the end of Monday Night Raw, which was won by Sheamus, getting the final pinfall over Drew McIntyre. So Sheamus will enter the Elimination Chamber last coming up tonight, and I'll break down that full card with my previews and predictions in a little bit here. We also found out that Lacey Evans is apparently pregnant, and this is not storyline. This is for real. So, this came out in a match, tag team match. She was, got tagged into the match, refused to get in the ring, got on the microphone. It was really along the same lines as when Maria Kanellis announced her last pregnancy on Raw. It was supposed to be part of a match, refused to get in the ring, got on the mic and said, "You're not going to touch me, I'm pregnant." But they kind of made it appear like, Ric Flair thought he was the father. It was just kind of weird. But, maybe that wasn't the intention. I don't know. But that's my interpretation of it. That's how it looked to me. So I'm sure we'll hear more about this coming up in the coming weeks. So let's move on to Tuesday in AEW Dark. The Dark Order just continues to pick up wins on AEW Dark. They pretty much rule that show. And another one, again, Nick Comoroto was in the main event of Dark this week, got a win over Fuego del Sol. If you haven't seen Nick Comoroto, check out the last few episodes of Dark. He is very impressive. He's one I expect to see regularly on Dynamite in the very, very near future. Moving on to Impact, TJP got a win over Josh Alexander. Again, another fantastic match. This is another one that was up there in consideration for match of the week. I think, TJP, very, very accomplished mat wrestler, and which I think he kind of flies under the radar with that because a lot of people see him as more of a high flyer, but he can really go in any style of wrestling. He is just a tremendous all-around wrestler, is TJP, and this match against Josh Alexander was just ridiculous. Trey Miguel got a win in a four-way match against Suicide, Willie Mack, and Sean Daivari, and was confronted by Sami Callihan after the match. So they're really building towards this Sami Callihan and Trey Miguel feud, which I'm all for this. I can't wait to see that match. Matt Cardona got a win over Hernandez, and after the match, Brian Myers and Hernandez went on the attack. So they're, again, really building this Cardona-Myers feud. It would appear in Impact, and Eddie Edwards made the save. So it's looking like this is going to be kind of a tag team rivalry with these guys here. And we saw the debut of FinJuice from New Japan Pro Wrestling. That is David Finlay and Juice Robinson. And they picked up a win over Reno Scum and had a little bit of an exchange with the Good Brothers after the match. The Good Brothers came out kind of talking trash a little bit, referring to FinJuice as young boys and this kind of thing. And FinJuice basically came back and said, you know what, a lot's changed since you guys left New Japan. We're not young boys anymore. FinJuice, of course, former IWGP heavyweight tag team champions. So that's a match I'd like to see in Impact, is FinJuice versus the Good Brothers. And Moose got the win over Tommy Dreamer in the main event of Impact. Moving on to AEW Dynamite, Matt Hardy and Hangman Page got a win over TH2, and after that we found out what exactly the contract was that Hardy and Hangman Page signed last week. If you remember, Hangman Page threw Matt Hardy's contract away and pulled one of his own out of his pocket, and it turns out that contract was for a match at the pay-per-view AEW Revolution coming up, where the winner will get all of the losers' earnings from the first quarter of 2021. And the contract was brought out by, looked to be the Jacksonville Jaguars mascot, but it was actually Isaiah Cassidy in there, and he went on the attack, and so did TH2, and Dark Order made the save, led by -1 Brody Lee Jr., so it was a pretty cool spot, and Dark Order obviously still trying to get Hangman Page into their ranks. We saw an interview with the Inner Circle, mostly talking about Sammy Guevara, MJF, talking a lot of trash. Jericho basically telling MJF, shut the hell up, you're the one that caused all of this. But then Jericho went on to say that, Sammy Guevara is dead to him for the way that he just walked out on the Inner Circle. Riho got a win in the first round of the women's eliminator tournament over Serena Deeb, so she's moving on to the second round. Orange Cassidy defeated Dr. Luther. Team Taz called out Sting, which Sting, of course, did come out and ended up catching a power bomb from Brian Cage. First bump that Sting has taken on TV, at least in 6 years. And, it just looked brutal. But, having followed Brian Cage's career, called some of his matches on the independent scene, and watched him work with guys a lot smaller than Sting, I know if you're going to take a power bomb for the first time in 6 years, Brian Cage is the guy that you want throwing it. So, but yeah, definitely very impressive. So, and Sting was pretty much just left laying in the ring. The Young Bucks got a win over Santana and Ortiz. The Inner Circle, of course, went on the attack afterwards, and the Good Brothers kind of made the save after, taking their sweet time to get to the ring. Don Callis wouldn't let Kenny Omega go out to make the save, and the Good Brothers just kind of strolled out there very slowly and, kind of didn't really do anything except just get in the ring as the Inner Circle was leaving. So... what else do we got here? FTR got a win over the Sydal brothers, Matt Sydal and Mike Sydal. This was Mike Sydal's debut, and after the match, the FTR tried to cut Mike Sydal's hair. Jurassic Express made the save, and we found out Tully Blanchard will be returning to the ring in 2 weeks in a 6-man tag team match with FTR taking on Jurassic Express. So that should be interesting. I'm curious to see how Tully can go in the ring. Obviously he's one of the all-time greats in there, so I'm not thinking he's forgotten how to wrestle, but it's been quite a while since we've seen Tully Blanchard in the ring, so I'm looking forward to this one. We had another match announced for the Revolution pay-per-view coming up that they're calling the Face of the Revolution match. It's a 6-man ladder match, kind of like Money in the Bank. The first 3 participants that have been announced are Cody Rhodes, Pentagon Jr., and Scorpio Sky. So, that one's shaping up to be a pretty damn good match already. Can't wait to see who the other 3 participants are going to be. And John Moxley, Lance Archer, and Phoenix got a win in a 6-man match over Eddie Kingston and Butcher and the Blade. Good Brothers and Kenny Omega came out after the match and attacked Moxley, and Omega basically telling Moxley, okay, you can have your rematch for the AEW World Championship, and it is going to be an exploding barbed wire death match. I haven't seen one of these matches in a very long time, so I want to see how AEW is going to do this. I'm thinking this is going to be pretty legit. So, not legit as in these guys are really going to blow themselves up, but, as far as doing justice to this type of match. Wow, it's going to be violent, it's going to be brutal, it's going to be bloody. And so let's run down the first round of the Women's Eliminator Tournament so far. On the U.S. side, Thunder Rosa and Riho have both advanced to the U.S. semifinals. Thunder Rosa with the victory over Layla Hirsch, Riho with the victory over Serena Deeb. And on the Japanese side of the bracket, the semifinals... Excuse me, the 2 semifinal matches are Yuka Sakazaki versus Emi Sakura and Ryo Mizunami versus Aja Kong. All 4 of those women advancing in the tournament this past week. Moving on to NXT on Wednesday night, Kyle O'Reilly called out Adam Cole, and of course Cole didn't come out. Roderick Strong and Finn Balor did. So did Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch. This led to a 6-man match for the main event. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart got a win over Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, during which Johnny Gargano found Austin Theory in Dexter Lumis's van outside the arena. Kind of weird. Didn't see Loomis around. I'm wondering if Theory is going to end up being like damaged or brainwashed or something like that, because there wasn't too much said about that afterwards. Leon Ruff got a win over Swerve Scott and then got his ass kicked after the match for his trouble. So Swerve, not having the best of luck with matches lately, but I'm not sure what they're doing with Swerve. He's been on a losing streak and has had this heel turn, so not sure where this is going. Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter got a win over Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea, and Zia Lee basically came out and challenged Casey Catanzaro for next week, so that should be an interesting match with those two. I'm pretty sure Casey Catanzaro is going to get massacred in that one, though. We had the Dusty Cup presentation. MSK is getting their NXT Tag Team title match on March the 3rd. And Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler came out to confront Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. And we found out they're going to also be getting their women's tag team title match on March the 3rd. So I honestly would like to see Dakota and Raquel win the women's tag team titles. I think that would be, they'd be the first NXT team to hold those titles if that happens. So that I'd like to see that. Tony Storm with another attack on Io Shirai during a photo shoot this time. So that one is far from over between Storm and Shirai. Kushida got a victory over Tyler Rust. We saw another promo from LA Knight or Eli Drake, whatever you want to call him. Zoe Stark won her singles debut match in very impressive fashion. So it looks like they're going to be pushing Zoe Stark pretty good from the way that she's being presented. So, and she's damn good in the ring from what I've seen so far. So keep an eye on her. We were supposed to have a match between Karrion Kross and Santos Escobar this week, but we saw a video from Escobar basically refusing, saying he's going home. So Regal, William Regal that is, says that this match is rescheduled for this coming week, and if Escobar pulls a no-show again, he will be suspended and stripped of the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, obviously, this is not a championship match because Karrion Kross is not a Cruiserweight. But, if Escobar doesn't show up, he will be stripped of the title and suspended. And, Regal just earlier this weekend raised the stakes a little bit and made this a no disqualification match. So that should be a good one. I mean, Karrion Kross, I think everybody knows by now, he's one of my favorites. And Santos Escobar is just damn good. Like him or not, he is damn good. Go back and watch some of his pre-NXT stuff when he was with AAA or with Lucha Underground. He's just very, very impressive, and it's in his blood. He comes from a luchador family, so this is going to be a good match when it finally happens, Kross and Escobar. Then the main event, we had that 6-man match between Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch, and Finn Balor, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. Dunne, Lorcan, and Burch did get the victory. Pete Dunne actually got the pin on Finn Balor. Then we saw Adam Cole again come out and attack both Balor and O'Reilly, left O'Reilly laying, and O'Reilly sold this attack so well that fans in the arena actually were tweeting out that he had some type of medical emergency, like he was having a seizure or something like that, and no, he was selling, guys. He was fine. I mean, WWE actually had to, go online and say, oh, Kyle O'Reilly's okay. O'Reilly had to put a post up saying he was okay, and it was ridiculous. I mean, this is the times that we live in. Fans jump to conclusions, post things online immediately. It spreads like wildfire, and then people blame WWE for it. It's ridiculous. People were blaming WWE that, they made Kyle O'Reilly fake a seizure. No, they didn't. A fan made an assumption. He jumped to a conclusion, and this is what happens. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here, but it was very, very stupid if you were following it online that night. Like, I didn't retweet any of it. I was sitting back. I'm like, WWE hasn't said anything about this. I'm not going to jump to conclusions because all I've seen is stuff from fans. And, of course, dirt sheets jumped all over. Oh, Kyle O'Reilly had a seizure after NXT went off the air. But no, he didn't. He's fine. He was selling, and you know what? It speaks to how good Kyle O'Reilly is at selling an attack like that. So, hey, great for Kyle O'Reilly that he sold it so well that people thought he was actually like dying or something. But it is what it is. So let's move on to MLW Fusion. It was Filthy Island this week, and obviously it was kind of a parody of the UFC Fight Island crossed with the Fyre Fest event, not Fighter Fest, not the AEW event, the Fyre Fest, the horribly planned and executed festival from a couple years ago. So it was a parody of both of those things, but some good matches going on. Kevin Koo got a win over Zenshi in a real good match. Rocky Ramiro defeated Gringo Loco. And we had that Aztec jungle fight between Mil Muertes and Savio Vega. Mil Muertes was the winner of that one, I guess. I didn't really notice an ending to it. It was just the two of them fighting through the jungle, which, it is what it is. But, yeah, we got a message during the show before the Aztec jungle fight took place from El Jefe of Azteca Underground, talking about blood will pour for the believers, and we saw a picture of a guy standing outside what looked like a warehouse. They're really playing it up like this new owner of Azteca Underground and Promociones Dorado is Dario Cueto from Lucha Underground. That's really the direction that this is pointing, and that's what a lot of people are thinking. So I'm wondering if we're going to see Dario Cueto on MLW, and if they'll be able to call him Dario Cueto, because I mean that name was owned by Lucha Underground, which was owned by El Rey, which is no longer a thing. So who knows? They may end up just calling him El Jefe. But I'm liking this. I was a huge fan of Lucha Underground, so I'm hoping that's where this is going. Then in the main event, Low Key picked up the win over King Mo via submission in another really good match. And, of course, Team Filthy went on the attack after this, and the save was made by the Von Erichs. So, yeah, the Von Erichs and Team Filthy definitely not done there. And then Low Key and ACH are kind of in the mix with this, too. So, yeah, and if you've not watched MLW, check it out. It's available pretty much all over the place. It's on YouTube. It's on the DAZN app. It's on beIN Sports if you get that channel. It's on I think the other app is called Fubo. Yeah, I have lots of ways to watch. So if check out MLW. It's definitely worth watching. And there's no new episode this coming week, but in 2 weeks on March the 3rd, we're going to have a tag team title match, Los Parks defending against Contra Unit. That should be interesting. You got two heel tag teams going in there, so that's going to be an interesting match. And then Jacob Fatu defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Jordan Oliver from Injustice. Size-wise, this is a complete mismatch between these two guys, but I'm thinking it's going to be a good match between Fatu and Jordan Oliver. So let's move on to Ring of Honor here. I had a couple of really good matches. LSG got the win over Tony Deppen. We found out that Shane Taylor is going to get his World Championship match against Roosh in 2 weeks. The main event this week was a six-man tag team match with the members of the Foundation. And the six-man, the two teams were Jonathan Gresham, Tracy Williams, and Fred Yehai taking on Jay Lethal, Rhett Titus, and Wheeler Yuta. And the winning team was Jay Lethal, Rhett Titus, and Wheeler Yuta. This match, I almost made this the match of the week. This was not officially a Pure Rules match, but the Foundation, that's their thing. Pure Rules is what they, are always touting and everything like that. And this match was outstanding. I mean, if you like the mat-based style of wrestling like I do, you have to watch this match. And again, Ring of Honor, it's on Fight TV for free, so if nothing else, you can watch it there. But yeah, this match, I cannot express enough how good this match was. Jonathan Gresham, of course, in my opinion, the absolute best wrestler in the world right now. And the other members of the Foundation, Tracy Williams, Jay Lethal, and Rhett Titus, right up there with him. And then you throw into the mix Fred Yehai and Wheeler Yuta. This match was just ridiculous as far as how good it was. I cannot, like I said, I can't express enough how just plain good this match was. Moving on to NXT UK, A-Kid retained the NXT UK Heritage Championship against Sha Samuels in a really good match. That's why I thought Sha Samuels was gonna take the title there for a minute. So that was a really good match. Ben Carter got another victory against Josh Morrell. So Carter seems to be getting a decent push in NXT UK. Kaylee Ray and Meiko Satomura will have their match for the NXT UK Women's Championship in 2 weeks. So, that week of March 3rd is building up to be an insane week of wrestling on TV. And then we saw Rampage Brown with a little bit of an upset victory over Joe Coffey. So that was again another really good match. There's been, as far as just in-ring wrestling goes, there's been a lot of good stuff going on the last few weeks from a lot of different companies. So I'm in heaven over here with that. So let's move on to SmackDown. That's what we got next here. Edge opened the show with the promo, of course, interrupted by Roman Reigns, and then again interrupted by Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn gets knocked out by Jey Uso, and that was pretty much the opening of the show. Apollo Crews is definitely a full-on heel now. We were supposed to have a match between Crews and Shinsuke Nakamura. I believe that ended in a no contest, and Apollo Crews just beat down Big E, and Big E was taken out on a stretcher. And WWE posted, an update. He basically got like an arm injury of some kind from getting the stairs dropped on him. You didn't actually see the stairs fall on him. Crews was in the ring holding the stairs, and referees telling him put it down. He just threw it outside, over the top rope where Big E was supposedly laying. I mean, he had left or rolled out of the ring on that side. So that was the implication that Crews just dropped the stairs on top of Big E, and Big E ended up with an arm or shoulder injury. Seth Rollins cut a promo on Cesaro, basically saying he basically sent a letter of complaint to WWE corporate about Cesaro being rude to him last week. It was honestly kind of ridiculous, but it was a little bit funny. Tamina and Natalya got a win over the Riot Squad, and at the end of the match, Billie Kay again trying to jump in, now trying to get on the side of Tamina and Natalya, and got punched in the face for her trouble by Tamina. So that was, entertaining. Billie Kay is very entertaining. The whole thing, she's really embraced this story that she's been given, which granted is not the best, just going around giving her resume to everybody and trying to ingratiate herself to whoever she can to just kind of like belong to something. So I mean, she's doing the best as she can with it, and I'm finding the stuff that she's doing entertaining. We saw the second edition of Bayley's talk show Ding Dong Hello with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and they were interrupted by Reginald, of all people, Carmella's sommelier, and came out talking about Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair and that kind of stuff, and how much better they are than Nia and Shayna, and this somehow ended up in a 6-person tag team match with Nia, Shayna, and Bayley taking on Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, and Reginald. And Reginald got the pin to win the match. Got the pin on Nia Jax. So it was just kind of strange, but it is what it is. Rey Mysterio and Dominic got a win over Otis and Chad Gable by disqualification, and I believe we have seen a heel turn from Otis. Which if they play this right with Otis as like that monster heel, yeah, that I can see that working very, very well. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they are going to play this right, and I can see Otis getting pushed into that main event picture possibly sometime after WrestleMania. As that monster heel, especially if say Edge wins the Universal title at WrestleMania, or something like that. I can see Otis in that monster heel role. I think he could play that very, very well. And then we had a 6-man tag team match for the main event. Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, and Kevin Owens got the win over Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and Jey Uso. Of course, the 6 men that are involved in the SmackDown SmackDown Elimination Chamber match. And, of course, a big six-way brawl broke out after the match, and Edge interjected himself into that because he had been on commentary during the match. And then we saw Roman Reigns sneak into the ring and hit Edge with just a vicious-looking spear because, Roman's still saying Edge is disrespecting him by not just announcing that he's going to be fighting Roman at at WrestleMania. So, and that's how SmackDown ended this week. And then 205 Live, right after SmackDown, again, had two pretty good matches. We had an 8-man tag team match. Kurt Stallion, Jake Atlas, Ashanti the Adonis, and Mansoor got the win over Bali Rise. And Arya Daivari got a win over August Gray. Again, two really good matches. 205 Live has some great in-ring products, so if you're not watching it regularly, check it out. It's usually only a half an hour show. 2 matches, so it's a quick watch, and it's it's entertaining. It's great in-ring wrestling. It's one of the better in-ring products from WWE is 205 Live, and I don't think they promote it enough because you see a lot of guys that you just don't see on NXT or SmackDown or Raw. So yeah, definitely it's definitely worth a look. So let's get into the pay-per-view coming up, the Elimination Chamber coming up a little bit later on tonight. And it's, I think it's shaping up to be a pretty good show. We've got Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending the tag team titles against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. This is a result of the that 6-person match that happened on SmackDown. I believe this match is happening on the kickoff show. Then we've got the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match. Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Daniel Bryan. And the winner of that match will immediately face Roman Reigns for the Universal title. This one, kind of hard to pick because I do think we're going to have Roman and Edge at WrestleMania. So that this match is just, it's kind of filler. It's just a placeholder for right now. But I'd like to see Cesaro win it. So that's who I'm going to pick. I mean, Cesaro seems to be getting a pretty good push last couple of weeks. I'm going to say Cesaro wins the Elimination Chamber, but then obviously loses to Roman Reigns unless WWE is going to pull a major swerve on everybody. But that's how I see this one going down. We've got a triple threat match for the WWE US Championship. Bobby Lashley versus Keith Lee versus Matt Riddle. I would like to see Keith Lee win this one, but I'm pretty sure Bobby Lashley is going to retain. And then on the Raw side for the WWE Championship in the Elimination Chamber, Drew McIntyre is defending against AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Kofi Kingston. And I said before, I view this match is more just to build up the rivalry between McIntyre and Sheamus. I think that's the match that we're going to see at WrestleMania. So I don't think McIntyre is going to lose the title in this one. I'm pretty sure he is going to retain, unless WWE wants to go the route of Sheamus winning the championship and then McIntyre getting it back at Mania, which is kind of predictable. It's been done, that kind of thing. So I think Drew McIntyre is just going to retain in this, and then we're going to see, more of a build towards WrestleMania with McIntyre and Sheamus. So those are my picks. I got McIntyre retaining, Bobby Lashley retaining, Cesaro winning the SmackDown Elimination Chamber and then losing to Roman Reigns for the Universal title, and Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I think they're going to retain the championship most likely against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I don't see it. Could be a DQ, could be no contest, could be a count out, I don't see them getting. I don't see Nia and Shayna getting a clean victory, but I also don't see them losing the championships. There's no reason to put the tag team titles on Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair and then have them facing each other at WrestleMania. That I don't see the logic behind that. So, however it goes, I'm going to say that Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are going to retain the tag team titles. A little bit of miscellaneous news. WWE has apparently been on a signing spree the last few weeks. According to Dave Meltzer, so take it with a grain of salt, they have signed over 24 new talents just in the last couple weeks. I mean, I already talked about Eli Drake. Taya Valkyrie supposedly has signed with WWE, which I don't think is a big surprise to anybody, being that she's married to John Morrison. Another signee, though, that was talked about by Triple H during I believe it was during a media call. Bronson Rechsteiner. Now, if the name sounds kind of familiar, Rechsteiner is the real last name of Rick and Scott Steiner. So this is Rick Steiner's son. He was drafted into the NFL. He's a young kid. He's 23 years old. And, apparently he has signed with WWE. Look him up online. The kid looks like a beast. I can't, it's another Steiner in pro wrestling. So I can't wait to see what he's going to be doing. And an interesting fact here, Bad Bunny is right now the top merchandise seller for WWE. And, I talked about it a little while ago. WWE is always going to bring in celebrities. They always have. They always will. It gets new eyes on the product. It gets mainstream attention to the product. So celebrities are always going to be part of WWE, whether you like it or not. Bad Bunny is the top merchandise seller for WWE right now. So, Take that for what you will. And also an interesting note, another celebrity looking to get into the ring in WWE, Bow Wow apparently is training with Rikishi. He's been posting a lot on social media that he wants to be a part of WWE, and he's been having some exchanges on Twitter with some WWE superstars, and he put out on his Twitter he's going to be training to get in the ring with Rikishi. So Rikishi, by all accounts, great wrestling trainer. Has I believe his school is in San Francisco or somewhere in California. But so Bow Wow is training with Rikishi to get into WWE. So that's going to do it for the news and rumors and results for this week. So right now I'm going to throw it over to Charlie G, and he's here with your Indie Cut.
Thank you, Tom, and hey to wrestling friends. I am Charlie G, the Snow Shoveling Saint, with your long Indie Cut. As I last left you with the GCW 24-hour recap, I will try to highlight the last 3 weeks before, since I missed last week after snow shoveling and all that other good stuff, which I did some today, but I will still try and do the cut for you. Before I begin, I just want to wish all the best to friends in Texas and the states affected so badly with all these winter storms. Hope all is well very soon. Okay, so let's begin with Friday, January 29th, in Chile National Wrestling Championship 2.6, a dish served cold on YouTube, where they had the Metropolitan title match. S2S defeated champion Guanchulo to become new champion. And then, of course, on New Japan Strong, episode 25, Fred Rosser, Leo Rush, and TJP defeated El Fantasmo, Hikuleo, and Kenta. If you're a fan of AEW, after the match, Jon Moxley came out and put a hurt on the Bullet Club and stood over Kenta, leading to the AEW cross promotion and their match coming up next Friday, February 26th. For the U.S. title, New Japan title. Alright, so we go to Saturday, January 30th. OWE is back in business, where they held a pay-per-view from Nagoya, Japan. So they moved cities once again. So hopefully OWE, with the help of the Strong Hearts, can stay in action. Then to New Japan Pro Wrestling, The New Beginning in Nagoya. There was a no DQ match between Will Ospreay defeating Satoshi Kojima in a very good match. And for the never openweight title, Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated champion Shingo Takagi in a very good match between these two. So Hiroshi is a never openweight champion. Then there was Tokiyoshi Pro, a pay-per-view show, number 2, Starting Point, where they went back to the basics and wrestled on floor mats. So a pretty interesting show. Pretty good. I'm not used to that, but I enjoyed it from what I remember of it. On to Stardom Nippon Budokan Great Eve Festival for the Goddesses of Stardom Championship. Champions Bea Priestley and Konami defeated Himeka and Natsupoi. More on that later. For the SWA Undisputed Women's Title, Champion Siri defeated Momo Watanabe. On to Victory Championship Wrestling from Galveston, Alabama, where they had 2 shows. Second of which was for the heavyweight title. Ben Buchanan defeated champion Big Smooth in 26 seconds. So he is new champion. On to Body Progression Wrestling on Super Bowl 2021 from Bristol, Oklahoma. For Oklahoma tag titles, Reese and Rob Cabela defeated champions Samiti and Shadow Gemini to become the champions. In their Lionheart title 3-way match, Tommy Dean defeated Alex Royal and Sam Stackhouse to become the champion. And in an Oklahoma title steel cage match, Brandon Groom defeated champion Derek James to become the champion. On to Sunday, January 31st, Tokiyoshi Pro 2021 Winter Lovers on YouTube. Yes, they put on a YouTube channel to thank their fans for their years of service, but it was a corner camera angle show, so it's a little rough to watch, still decent nonetheless, so check that out. On to Pro Wrestling Diana, where they had a tag title match where Ayami Sasamura and Rina Singaki defeated champions Haraku Umasaki and Miko Takashi to become the champions. Basra 146 5th anniversary in an Iron Fist tag title match. Daiki Sinomura and Yusami Kodeka defeated champions Banana Senga and Tetsumu Usugi to become the champions. Active Advanced Pro Wrestling Grand Slam in 2AW Square for their tag titles. Kengo Masumi Mo and Tatsuya Hanami defeated champions Singahiro Iri and the Andrew King Takuma to become the champions. Back here in the States for All-Star Pro Wrestling from Bethany, Connecticut, in their ASP All-Time Title match, Skylar Slice defeated champion Tyson James, who then later went on to lose to Skylar Slice once in a rematch to have Skylar Slice become champion once again. To Monday, February 1st, the New Japan Pro Wrestling Road to New Beginning Day 9 took place. Tuesday, February 2nd, Day 10 took place. Wednesday, February 3rd, Day 11 took place. So I'm going through these kind of fast. Just Tap Out Pro Wrestling had a show for their Independent World Junior Heavyweight title. Rada defeated champion Shota to become the champion. Thursday, February 4th, Giant Baba Death 23rd Anniversary Memorial from Corrigan Hall show. There was an 8-man tag match of Atsushi Onita, Great Kojaka, sorry about that, Matsunabu Fuchi, and Suhiro Kasunaka to defeat Tiger Mask 2. Arashi Taiko Omori and Tsuyashi Yuyasho Kikuchi. Bushi defeated Atsuki Ayoga. Yuji Nagata teamed with Yuma Ayagi to defeat Hikaru Sato and Minoru Suzuki. Very cool to see that. In a 6-man tag, Kenji Muto, Satoshi Kojima, and Suwama defeated Hiroshi Tenzan, Kaz Hayashi, and Matsuya Kono. So big stars for that anniversary show. Back here in the States, and New Texas Pro Wrestling Pro Evolve from Houston. For their Lone Star title, Johnny Bedlam defeated champion Max Heights to become the champion. IWA Mid-South Opportunity Knox from Jefferson, Indiana. For their Mid-South Women's title, Haley J defeated champion Thunder Kitty, Amazing Maria, and Malia Osaka to become the champion. I'm going to skip Friday, February 5th. On to Saturday, February 6th. Pro Wrestling Powerrr Love and War 2021 from Queensland, Australia. In their tag title match, Dan the N and Mad Mick defeated Midnight and Steve Andrews to become the champions. To Melbourne City Wrestling Homecoming from Victoria, Australia. It's a bunch of Australia matches. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Okay, now the next show was in Thornbury, Victoria, Australia, where they had for the MCW World Heavyweight Title 3 Stages of Hell match. Champion Adam Brooks defeated Slex. So if you're wondering where he is in ROH, he's still in Australia. Slex won the traditional rules match. Then Brooks won the Falls Count Anywhere and ladder match to retain his title. To Future Wrestling Australia, A Cold Day in Hell. You know, kidding. In a three-way match, Robbie Eagles defeated Sam Osborne and Unsocial Jordan. So Robbie Eagles is also in Australia. For the FWA Women's title, Xena defeated champion Tarlee to become the champion. And then in a best 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, Donnie Mako and Rice Angel defeated champions Jude London and Paris De Silva to become the champions. Staying in Australia for All-Star Wrestling Australia, A Storm is Coming. For their tag titles, Orion Nikolov and Lucius Wolf defeated champions Dan Archer and Vinnie Bronson to become the champions. And for the interim heavyweight title, which is vacant, Keegan Brettel defeated Grant Lindstrom to become champion. To Insane Championship Wrestling, Fight Club 158 on the WWE Network. They held their Lionheart League final match, where Shaw Samuels defeated Stevie Boy. To Stardom New Year's Stars 2021, Day 7. Great show. Starlight Kid defeated Ruaka. Saya Ida defeated Lady C. Mayu Iwatani defeated Gokigen Death and Tam Nakano. Azumi and Utami Hayashita took on Momo Watanabe and Saya Kamatani to a 15-minute draw. In the first match of the Unagi Sayaka 7-match trial, Stiff Julia, defeated Unagi in about 14 minutes. And then in an elimination 8-woman tag, Bea Priestley, Konami, Natsuko Tora, and Saki Kyoshima defeated Himeka, Maika, Natsupoi, and Siri, with Saki Kyoshima eliminating Natsupoi for the victory. Then on to USA Championship Wrestling, Blue Suede Bash. As Tom told you last week, since I offered one in the match, yes, Jerry Lawler, 71 years old, defeated Leatherface, who was Doug Gilbert. Also on that show, for their USACW tag titles, in a 4-way match, Matt Starr and Nathan Starr defeated champions Cam the Prince and Jake Tucker, the team of Razzle Dazzle, and Bradley Diggs and Lamonte Potts to become new champion. On to Total Psychopathic Wrestling from Maryville, Tennessee, and no F's given, and a death match for their title. Raven Havoc defeated Nefarious Creedmoor to become the champion. To Southwest Wrestling Entertainment, Sweethearts Brawl from Irving, Texas. A lot of big names in this one. So we got Amber Nova defeated Miranda Elise for the SWE television title. Champion Rodney Mack defeated Heartthrob Jaden. Just Incredible defeated Edge Stone. Yep, Just Incredible from ECW. The Blood Hunter with Selena De La Renta, of all people, defeated Frank Stone. A lot of Stones in this promotion. Crimson and Jax Dane defeated James Jeffries and Tyson Maddox. Charlie Haas defeated Bam Bam Malone. And a few matches later, Charlie Haas went for the SWE heavyweight title, defeating champion Tim Storm to become new champion. So yes, Charlie Haas is a champion. Then Justin Credible took on the Blood Hunter with Selena De La Renta and went to a double DQ. Renee Michelle defeated Micah Madrid for the SWE television title. Champion Ronnie Mack defeated Chris Allen. For the SWE women's title, champion Christy James, defeated Sue Young. Nice to see Christy back in action. In a Falls Count Anywhere match, Moonshine Mantell defeated Max Castellanos. On to Sean Henderson Presents Weekend at Sean's Day 2. G. Raver defeated Sean Henderson, and Too Cold Scorpio defeated Lucky 13. Down to Mission Pro Wrestling, Wishes Granted from Buda, Texas. Rashad Chanel defeated Kenzie Page. Masa Slamovich defeated Black Widow. Rochelle Rose defeated Promise Braxton. Red Velvet defeated Sky Blue. Jenna Lynn defeated Danny B. Holodead defeated Genocide. For the MPW title, champion La Rosa Negra defeated Maddie Rankowski. And in the main event, it was Allison Kay versus Thunder Rosa in a steel cage match that went to a 30-minute draw. I guess anything goes in cage matches nowadays. To Legacy Pro Wrestling, 506, The Next Generation from Franklin, Wisconsin. For their Next Generation title, Jason Masters defeated champion Devin August to become the champion. Sunday, February 7th, Stardom, New Year Stars, Day 8. In the main event, it was Tam Nakano and Unagi Sayaka defeating Julia and Natsupoi. A great show and a very hard-hitting match. Pure J fight together at 2021 for the Princess of Pro Wrestling title, which is vacant. Akira defeated Momotani to become champion. Interesting match at Oz Academy Maximum Blizzard, where Aja Kong teamed with Kira Yoniyama to defeat Utsuki Oki and Tsubasa Kirigaki. Ice Ribbon, new Ice Ribbon 1095 Winter Story for the Ice Infinity title. Tsukasa Fujimoto defeated champion Suzy Suzuki to become the champion. And a DDT Yukimura Natural Hot Spring Pro Wrestling show on YouTube, so check this out if you wish. They had a DDT Extreme title 45-minute Iron Man 3-way match. Spoiler alert, Shuma Katsumata is new champion, defeating champion Sanshiro Takagi and Baton by blah blah. He won 25 falls to 24 falls to 6 falls. Very interesting match. Check that out if you wish. Then DDT and Chris Brooks put on another produce show. Chris Brooks and Miyo Yamashita defeated Suma Katsumata and Yuki Ueno. Hyper Masao took on Mecha Mummy in a no contest. Interesting match, to say the least. And Koseki Tachida defeated Bayan Aki. Then Rev Pro was back in action for Epic Encounters 8. Check that out on Twitch or YouTube. For the Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's title, Jamie Hayter defeated champion Giselle Shaw to become new champion. So nice to see Jamie back in action. Back here in the States, Violence and Suffering in Too Deep from Westfield, New Jersey. Jordan Oliver defeated Daniel Garcia. Treehouse Lee defeated Sebastian Gage. In a hardcore match, Jimmy Lloyd defeated Ken Broadway. And Tony Deppen defeated Too Cold Scorpio. Monday, February 8th, New Japan Road to the New Beginning. Day 12 took place. Tuesday, February 9th, IWA Unlimited from Nobel, Illinois took place. In a gauntlet match, Kyle Pfeiffer defeated Chris O'Brien, Devontae Knox, Joey O'Reilly, and the Dragon. Mouse's Wrestling Adventures, the Big Start Spring Invitational from Jeffersonville, Indiana. Aaron Williams defeated Billy Starks. And in the Invitational Tournament final match, Braden Lee defeated Trey Lamar. Ohio Valley Wrestling 12-22. For the women's title match, Haley J defeated champion Maserati to become the champion. Wednesday, February 10th, Tokyo Yoshi Pro. Winter Labors took place as well. Nothing real of big importance there. Seedlings, Shinkaba Night, where they had a mixture of stardom and seedling talent. So Asuka teamed with Koho Kabayashi and Ryo Mizunami to defeat Ayami Sasamura, Usiki Oki, and Rina Yamashita. And Arisha Nakajima with Nani Takahashi defeated Momo Watanabe and Saya Ida. New Japan, the new beginning in Hiroshima, Day 1 took place. For the IWGP Tag Titles, Guerrillas of Destiny were champions, defeated Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. by DQ. And IWGP Junior Heavyweight Title match, great match, match of the year almost for me. Hiromu Takahashi, who is champion, defeated Sho. So check that out if you can. Great match. DDT Ganbare Pro Over the Top. Asuka defeated Yuna Manazi. And for the GWC 6-man tag titles, Hirokazu, Kosuke Ishii, and Koki Owasaki defeated champion Kosasaki Shunsuke, Mohiko Hiramasawa, and Washi Sakura to become new champions. On to Paradigm Pro Wrestling. No Hook #1 from Jeffersonville, Indiana. For the Party Hard Wrestling Party Monster title, Billy Starks defeated champion Jody the Wrestler to become the champion. Thursday, February 11th, YMC A Little Early Valentine's Day on YouTube, where Karo Yonayama defeated Cherry. Tokyo Yoshi Pro Positive Chain show took place, where the International Princess title was on the line with Yuki Kamafuki defeating Mary Minumi. The Princess Tag Title match, champions Nodoka Tenma and Yuki Ino defeated Hyper Masao and Sin Ochoshoko. And for the Princess of Princess title, champion Rika Tatsumi defeated Miyu Watanabe. Very good show, I must say. Stardom, We Are Stardom, broadcast start commemoration. From KBS Hall of all places, so they had a nice place. This is it's like a church, so check this out if you can. Nice backdrop to this show. In the main event, it was Momo Watanabe, Saya Kamatani, and Itami Hashita defeat Mayu Iwatani, Saya Ida, and Starlight Kid. Great show. Backdrop is amazing. New Japan, the beginning in Hiroshima, Day 2 took place. Where Never Openweight 6-man tag title was on the line, where champions Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, and Yoshihashi defeated Jay White, Tamatanga, and Tangaloa. And for the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental title, champion Kota Ibushi defeated Serenata. Very good match. Donbori Pro Wrestling 2021 for the WDWW title, Mikaya Sasaki defeated champion Osamu Suganama to become the champion. Ohio Wrestling Alliance, Good Trouble from Hilliard, Ohio. On IndependentWrestling.tv. For the Pan-African World Diaspora Wrestling title, champion Trish Adora defeated Don't Die Miles. Trey Lamar defeated Eli Isom. O'Shea Edwards defeated Lee Moriarty. And Jonathan Gresham defeated Myron Reed. That had to be a really good match there. Friday, February 12th, PWA Black Label, back in Black Label, New South Wales, Australia. Robbie Eagles defeated Jessica Troy, so Robbie Eagles still wrestling. Belle Pierce and Unsocial Jordan defeated Big Fudge and Sasha McKenzie, so Sasha's back in action, that's good to see. Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis defeated Maddie Wahlberg and Ricky South. And for the PWA Premiership final match, Liber Lucci defeated Mick Moretti. Noah Destination 2021, back to Budokan. As you heard last week, Kenji Muda defeated Go Shiozaki. That was a really good match. And they also had for the GHC Junior Heavyweight title, Siki Yosaka defeated Daisuke Harada, who was champion. So Saiki is new champion there. So Noah could hold the belt in Noah for right now. New Japan Strong 27 took place, where Chris Dickinson and Danny Limelight defeated Ren Narita and TJP. So nice to see Ren back in action. Action No Easy Way Out from Tyrone, Georgia. Shug D defeated Cabana Man Dan. And Anthony Henry in his final match defeated Nolan Edward. Later in the day, they had another show where Freddie Yahya defeated Kevin Koo. And for the Action title No DQ match, Eric Royal defeated champion AC Mack with a little help from his friends to become new champion. Saturday, February 13th, Stardom Go to Budokan Valentine Special Day 1. This was an awesome show where they had the SWA Undisputed Women's title with champion Siri defeated Izumi. Really good match there. And for the one in the Stardom title, champion Julia, or I should say heel Julia, defeated Starlight Kid. And at the end of the match, ripped off Starlight Kid's mask, which is a big no-no and a big heel move for Julia. But I actually kind of liked it myself. On to Gotta Move Chaka Pro 89 with a little preview of the AEW Japan tournament. It's on YouTube, so check that out, where Ryu Mizunami defeated Yuha Mizumori in a tag match with special referee Hikaru Shida. Bayan Aki and Mei Suruga defeated Asuka and Emi Sakura by Shida's decision. So check that out if you wish. I haven't yet. A little backlogged, as you might think. On to Warrior Wrestling Ranagari Showdown from New Zealand, of all places. Don't like them using Warrior Wrestling, but they might have, it's a little different, I'm guessing. In an 8-man elimination tournament, the final match was Nuwa defeat Slade Mercer. Wisconsin Pro Wrestling Rise Tournament, the final match was Jared Jacks to defeat Quinn Whittick. Great Lakes Wrestling Association Breakthrough from Kelowna, Michigan. In an Ultimate Survivor match, the Celtic Nightmare won that. Excuse me. For the Bruce City Wrestling Aftermath 2021 in Waukesha, Wisconsin. For the Heritage title 4-4 match, Chucky Bates defeated champion Aesop Mitchell, Jake Andrews, and Joey Avalon to become the champion. In a tag title match, Sean Priest and Tyler Sullivan defeated champion the Cypher and Nacho Clown. Sad to see that happen. All Pro Championship Wrestling from Douglasville, Georgia. Tag title match, Bryce Cannon and Zach Mosley defeated champions Jordan Kingsley and Makita to become the champions. Then GCW Josh Barnett's Blood Sport number 4 took place. It was alright. Calder McCall defeated Royce Isaacs. Super Beast defeated Bad Dude Tito. J.R. Krotos defeated Alex Coughlin by TKO. Cal Jack defeated Nolan Edward by TKO. Tom Lawler defeated Simon Grimm by TKO. Davey Boy Smith Jr. defeated Calvin Tankman. And Jeff Cobb defeated Chris Dickinson by a German suplex. In a TKO. Bloodsport number 5 was earlier tonight. I will talk about the main event a little later on. I'm not going to do too much more. But yeah, German suplex. So yeah, Jeff, and they say this is live. Jeff Cobb then had to fly 8 hours quickly to get to New Japan Road to Castle Attack Day 1. I don't think so. It's not live. If you think it's live, I have a bridge to sell you. Alright, then we go to Stardom, go to Budokan Valentine Special Day 2, where they had the Goddesses of Stardom title match. As I said before, stay tuned. So Himeka and Micah defeated champions B. Priestley and Konami to become new champions. So congrats to them, and a great show and match, nonetheless. As I said, New Japan Pro Road to Castle Attack Day 1 took place with Jeff Cobb there. Gotta Move Chaka Pro 90 took place on YouTube, so check that out. A couple more May Saruga match. DDT Kawasaki Strong 2021 for the KO'd 8-man tag no DQ match, which was vacant. Antonio Honda, Kazuki Hirata, Shinya Oki, and Super Sasadango Machine defeated Nansiko Dino, Makoto Oshii, Sanshiro Takagi, and Toru Owashi to become champions. Chris Brooks, Maki Ito, and Super Delphin defeated Kaigo Nakamura, Mao, and Mayumi. And for the KO'd Openweight title, 52-year-old Jun Yakiyama defeated champion Tatsuya Endo to become new champion. So if you're over 50, you can become a champion as long as you're not Goldberg. Excuse me. PWI, Pro Wrestling Illustrated and Beyond put on an Iron Man match where Trish Adora defeated Tony Deppen. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Stay tuned for the last couple of seconds. You don't want to miss it. On to All-Star Pro Wrestling from Bethany, Oklahoma. For the all-time title, Mayu Mike defeated champion Tyson James. And then Drake Gallers defeated Mayu Mike to become the champion. AEW fame Fuego del Sol teamed with Mike Bennett, of all people, to defeat Derek James and Gideon Vane. So I wonder if Mike Bennett will be going to AEW for a show or two. That would be nice. Hey, the door's open, right? Camp Leapfrog held Camp Love Frog on Independent Wrestling TV. In a blind date blindfold match, Love Doug defeated Basic Becca. And in a Super Libre match, Still Life for Apricots and Pears defeated Effie. Okay, Monday, New Japan Castle Attack Day 2. Tuesday, February 16th, New Japan Castle Attack Day 3. There was a Freedom Show with a King of Freedom tag title change where Minoru Fujita and Rina Yamashita defeated champions Mammoth Sasaki and Violento Jack. Wednesday, New Japan Day 4. Thursday, February 18th, All Japan Pro Wrestling Excite Series Day 1. Yotsu Tatsu defeated Ruku Honda. Chaotic Wrestling on Twitch TV. Check them out. With Basic Becca defeated Big Juicy. And a chain on a pole match with Kristen Casanova defeating Triple Licious. Friday, February 19th. New Japan Day 5 took place. And then very earlier today, Saturday, February 20th, New Japan Road to Castle Attack Day 6. Ice Ribbon 1100 Reborn. In a Fantastic Ice title, champion Risa Sera defeated Usaki Oki. In Ice Infinity title match, champion Takasa Fujimoto defeated Rina Yamashita. In a GPS promotion, Hero 27. In a tag title match, Hiroshi Yamato and Riki Fuji defeated champions Tomohiro and Wild Bear to become the champions. Pro Wrestling Diana had a tag title match where Yami Sasamuro and Rina Singaki defeated champions Hiraka Musaki and Miyuko Takashi to become the champions. There was a DDT. This will be our 9th Namarasu event show. All Japan Pro Wrestling Excite Series Day 2. For the World Junior Heavyweight title, Shima defeated champion Koji Iwamoto to become the champion. So all these old names getting titles. And then Tokyo Pro held a Princess Max Heart tournament for some matches. And then minutes ago, they held night number 2. So I have no results for those. Progress Wrestling from the UK is back in action with their National Progression Series 104. Check that out on the WWE Network. And then next week is episode 105. Old and new names return, so check that out if you wish. And Bloodsport number 5. Main event was Jon Moxley defeating Davey Boy Smith Jr. I missed how it ended, but Jon Moxley was very bloody at the end of the match and wanted to keep going. Only Moxley would do that stuff, right? That's it for me. Sorry it was so long. Until next time, I will be here with more shows from around the wrestling world. Don't forget to look up those Twitch streams and YouTube channels. There's a lot out there, people, for the wrestling content. Thank you for watching or listening. Hope you enjoyed the cut. Keep safe, stay warm, take care, and be kind, everyone. Back to you, Tim.
All right, thank you, Charlie. So let's keep it rolling right along into our next segment where I get to play kind of armchair promoter here, starting a brand new multi-week segment here where I'm just kind of, going crazy on the whole fantasy thing, and I am, of course, talking about the fantasy booker. So I told you guys last week, starting this week on the Fantasy Booker, I am going to be starting up my own fantasy wrestling promotion. It's just called CHS Wrestling, Catch, Hook, and Shoot Wrestling. And so this week I'm going to be drafting my roster here. And I'm kind of imposing some kind of strict rules on this one. My roster will be limited to 10 men, 10 women, 10 tag teams. There will be 3 championships in this promotion. There will be a men's world championship, a women's world championship, and what I'm calling a no limit tag team world championship. What I mean by no limit is there's no restrictions on it as far as the teams. It can be 2 men, it can be 2 women, it can be a man and a woman, whatever. There's not going to be any limitations on it. So hence no limit world tag team championship. So let's get to who I've got for my roster with Catch, Hook, and Shoot Wrestling. On the men's side, I don't think this is a surprise to anybody. Jonathan Gresham, the guy who I will claim all day, every day is the best wrestler in the world. I've also got Pete Dunne, Darby Allin, Tommy End, also known as Aleister Black in WWE, Hangman Page, Killer Cross with Scarlett. Scarlett is also the only manager that's going to be a part of CHS Wrestling, MJF, got to have the best heel in wrestling, and that's MJF right now. Trey Miguel, Jungle Boy, and Brian Pillman Jr. So that is my men's roster. That is my 10 men on my roster. Jonathan Gresham, Pete Dunne, Darby Allin, Tommy End, Hangman Page, Killer Cross, MJF, Trey Miguel, Jungle Boy, and Brian Pillman Jr. On the women's side, starting off with the one who I think, as far as the women go, is one of the best in the world, and that's Bianca Belair. Also taking Shotzi Blackheart, Abaddon, Rosemary. Yeah, I like the dark kind of demonic gimmicks, guys. Sorry. Jordan Grace. I think everybody knows she's my favorite women's wrestler on the planet. Tessa Blanchard, another one. She's right up there. Possibly the best, just overall professional wrestler in the world, Tessa Blanchard. Anna Jay, Ember Moon, Chris Statlander, and Sue Young is my women's division. My my tag team division will consist of Top Flight, Ivelisse and Diamante, Private Party, Elena Black and Priscilla Kelly, MSK, Fire and Flava, which is Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz, Havoc and Nevaeh, The North, Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, and this last one kind of cheated a little bit because I just wanted these two in my my promotion here, so I made them a tag team: Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. So yeah, that is my roster for CHS Wrestling. Next week I'm going to get into how I'm going to crown my first champions, and I'm playing around with some ideas. I'm kind of borrowing from some other promotions for some stuff. So, but yeah, I'll get into all that next week about how I'm going to be crowning the first champions in each division. Should be fun. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Drop me a comment, shoot me an email. Let me know what you think of the rosters. Hell, if you want to play along at home, make your own roster. Tell me who you'd pick for your 10 men, women, or tag teams or whatever. So, yeah, that pretty much does it for the Fantasy Booker this week. So let's get into the final segment of the show where I've been counting down my top 10 WrestleMania matches of all time, and that is in the Weekly Hot Take. Alright, so the hot take this week, we are continuing with my countdown of my top 10 WrestleMania matches of all time, which will lead right into WrestleMania weekend. This week we're up to number 8, and my number 8 WrestleMania match of all time is from 2019, WrestleMania 35, the main event, Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. Yeah, this match was just important for so many different reasons. It was, the first time women had ever main evented a WrestleMania, which was a huge deal. And, people got so down on Ronda Rousey for, being pushed as hard as she was. But, when it comes down to it, she was a huge name. And she loved pro wrestling, and she wanted to do it, and she stepped away from a very lucrative MMA career to join the WWE, and she had one of the best first years in WWE that anybody's ever had. Probably the two best rookie years in WWE history is Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle, and I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says, Ronda Rousey ended up becoming a damn good professional wrestler, and once she embraced being a heel, even her mic skills vastly improved. Her in-ring skills were always there. She, but the one area she was lacking was promos, admittedly. But when she embraced being a heel, she got 100 times better. And, this match, Charlotte and Becky, at the time, the top two women in WWE. And, this was a unification match for the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. And, or not a unification, but a winner-take-all match. And, of course, Becky Lynch ended up coming out the winner in this one. And to me, it was a good match. The finish was a little, not botched. The ref made a mistake. on the finish, but the winner was still the same either way. So, but yeah, just a very important match. I enjoyed the match. I was a fan of Ronda Rousey as a wrestler. I'm still a fan of Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. They're two of the best in WWE still, even though Becky Lynch has been out since she's been out being a mom. But so yeah, that is my number 8 WrestleMania match of all time. The main event of WrestleMania 35 from 2019. Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch in a winner-take-all match for the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. So, yeah, like it, don't like it, don't care. It's hot take. It's my opinion. And so, yeah, that's it is what it is. That's my number 8 WrestleMania match of all time. So that's pretty much going to wrap things up for this week. Yeah, I'm sure you guys probably noticed, the ones who cared to check it out. I said I was going to do a Twitch stream on Wednesday during AEW Dynamite. Obviously, that didn't happen. Yeah, I'm not thinking trying to do a live stream during the week is going to work, just because, with my day job, by the time I get home, just too much going on. So trying to do it during the week, I don't think it is going to work. I am working on a new idea for using my Twitch stream, though. And it'll either be on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, either every week, every other week. But doing a watch party. I mean, if you have your Twitch connected to Amazon, you can do watch parties of anything that's on Amazon Prime. And they have a lot of wrestling stuff on Amazon Prime, whether it's movies, documentaries, just old matches, that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking about doing that. I'm gonna do like a test stream, I'm gonna try it out and see how it works, but that'll be starting on Saturday, March the 6th, so that that'll be kind of like my test stream there. I'm going to look through, find something, not a real long video, just a short one, just to test it out, probably at like 7 p.m. Central Time is what I'm thinking. So, and like I said, it'll be a watch party, so hop on, check it out. It's twitch.tv/catchhookshoot. And, I'm just going to keep experimenting. Like I said, I want to get more use out of my Twitch stream. I want to get more use out of my Snapchat stuff that I've been neglecting, that I need to make use of. I'm doing my best to, like I said, this year, I want to build the show up more. I want to make use of avenues that I haven't used before. And, I want to grow. That's what I want to do. So that's why I've got the new website, catchhookshoot.com. Again, make sure to please head over there, check it out. Check out the, all the stuff I got there. You can listen to all the podcasts, watch all the YouTube videos. Got one page that's just all of the interviews that I've ever done for the show, both short form and long form interviews. The brand new store with tons of brand new merchandise, t-shirts, hats. Go check it out. It got some really, really cool stuff. I mean, if you pay attention to the TV screen that's behind me here, you see the picture scrolling along. That obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're just listening to the audio podcast, you have no clue what I'm talking about. But on my TV behind me, I've got a slideshow going by, and you see. If you pay attention to it, you've seen some of the new designs that I've come up with over the last few weeks. So, head over there, check them out. T-shirts, $20. Hats are $35. Hey, you know what? That's the best I can do on prices until I start, selling a lot. Then, so you want the prices to go down, buy stuff. But, like I said, in all seriousness, though, head over there, check it out, pick up a shirt, pick up a hat. I'm working on possibly adding some other different stuff that, other than just t-shirts and hats, but that's going to take a little bit of time. But, there's a ton of brand new stuff on there. I've got holiday themed shirts. I've got shirts to go along with the big 4 pay-per-views, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. I've got, just all kinds of stuff. Go check it out. It's catchhookshoot.com. Check out the whole site. A lot of cool stuff on there. I actually loved putting it together, and I'm so happy that I've got just a regular web address now, catchhookshoot.com. It's a lot easier to remember than that long ass thing I had before. So head over there, check that out. Make sure you're following on social media at catchhookshoot on all the platforms. Like I said, patreon.com/catchhookshoot. The brand new tiers are going to be launching on March the 1st. Make sure you head over there and check those out with all the benefits that those are going to have. ProWrestlingTees.com/catchhookshoot for exclusive t-shirts over there. And you can find all of that. You can find links to everything on Linktree/catchhookshoot. And if you ever want to shoot me an email, again, it's catchhookshoot@gmail.com. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I hope everybody enjoys Elimination Chamber tonight. Enjoy all the great wrestling that's going to be coming up this week. Thank you to everybody for who's been watching and listening and supporting the show. I can't tell you how much I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I don't know what else to say. So again, everybody, take care, have a great week, and I will talk to you guys soon.